Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are live. We are live.
I'm back after a week.
Oh my God. Yeah, we missed a week. Sorry about that, guys. We had some what word am I looking for? Stuff going on.
Yeah.
We had some stuff going
Last
on.
week.
But welcome to Disturbed and Confused. I am Michelle Asta. This is my favorite host, my only host, Frankie Oso. Frankie Oso. And we are at season 2, episode 15. And we have such a show for you tonight. I'm so excited to have the Jackie the Joke Man, Martin Jackie in the house. Welcome back.
Yes.
How exciting can it be to be on Link Lane? All right, I'll give you 5 guesses. What I got today.
What'd you get? You want to guess?
What you got?
Real quick.
What you got?
Where?
I hope it wasn't
your
an
pocket?
STD. No.
A new
First
knee.
time in 10 years.
A new car.
Acupuncture.
Oh, good
really?
for you.
My friend came over to give me a massage, an old pal. She's married to Felix from Zebra. You know the band Zebra?
Yes.
And she massages the Giants and the Islanders and all this. And I forgot she did acupuncture. She did it to me one time 10 or 15 years ago. She's actually the person that introduced me to Willie Nelson. I still love her for that.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And she's giving me a massage, and all of a sudden I'm like, what was that? What was that? I said, are you sticking me? She said, yeah, well, I'm doing acupuncture. I said, well, you could tell a fella.
You didn't know ahead of time? Yeah.
Well, I know she does that, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. So I got stuck today, but you know what? And I feel good.
And how'd you find it? Yeah, because I've been hearing about that.
You know, I don't know if it's in your head or whatever, but I'm shot out of a
Great.
cannon.
You're like $1 million
And
bucks.
look where she put me up here.
You're on the top. You're always on top.
Jesus.
I heard that
Look at
about
that.
you.
Not
That's
always
prime.
on top.
That's prime real estate.
It
Hey.
sure is.
Blonde bombshell.
Yes.
Have you watched Marilyn? Not Marilyn. There's a show on Netflix called Blonde. And it's the seamy side of Marilyn Monroe's life. I just watched last night. It's so horribly depressing. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But you can't turn it off.
Right, it's one of those, yes.
Uh,
I got to
so
watch
that's
that.
a
I
free
didn't see that on
plug for-
Netflix.
I'll have to
And I
check
never
it
heard of the
out.
woman who plays Marilyn, but she's great.
And
Wow.
good. That's what they
It
should.
was me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I'm
why
there
I
on your
thought you should watch
television.
it.
I will. I'm going to check that out. A few people are chiming in, saying hello. Ann Rothney, she says, good evening, Michelle, Frank, and Jackie. Bruno Coppola, good evening, Michelle Asta, Frank Oso, and Jackie the Joke Man.
I thought you were reading those off the cards in advance, but you're reading them off.
My
So
phone.
that's current.
It's
there.
here and
Yep,
here.
yep.
Yes, this is right now.
Don't point that
Sorry.
screen
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
yeah.
could read that.
Brutus
I know, right?
James
I can't
is
read it.
chiming in too from Chicago. Hello, Brutus.
Oh, I love Chicago.
Oh,
Really, that's a rookie move. You're
I
fired
think
again.
I went so long without messing up.
That's
It's on
it.
silent,
Jackie's
though.
my new co-host.
Yeah, yeah.
You're out of here.
You should be so lucky.
Chicago
I
is
should
so
sit there.
fun.
Wouldn't that be nice? But no, I think I would miss
This,
you.
the
way
club
too.
in
Oh,
Chicago,
thanks.
Zanies, before it was Zanies, originally was a rub and tug. And the guy got so sick of getting busted that he made it into an X-rated bookstore.
Wow.
But then the girls were in the back and the guys would go back. And
Yeah.
the guy actually used to jump out the window in the back when it was a rub and tug, the manager. And then the owner, and then he'd jump out of the back window when it was an X-rated bookstore.
What's
he
a
said,
rub and tug?
you
I'm
gotta-
just kidding.
And then he said, what the hell? What else can I do? And he started a comedy club and became
Yeah.
one of the greatest comedy clubs
Really?
Wow.
in
Still
the
there?
country.
Still open?
Zanies. And
Zanies.
now there's one in, and then put one in Nashville, and there's like 5 others.
Right.
But it was so funny. And then when you worked Zanies, you stayed upstairs. And upstairs, all the walls were red velvet. It's like if you didn't
Yikes.
know, you
Satin.
would know. you
Yeah,
know?
right.
Yeah.
I fell in love with myself. If they had a mirror over, I would have
Mirrors,
never
yeah.
left.
Wow. So how you been? How's the
I
week?
am
Yeah.
good, and I have a quest.
Okay.
I don't know how many dozens of people are watching, but
Millions.
I started doing TikTok.
I saw.
Yes.
I did a guy out in Phoenix. All the years on the radio, you meet people, and nobody leaves. The guy you knew in Phoenix is a guy you met in Chicago, and the guy in Philadelphia you wind up in Miami, because everybody moves up and moves down or whatever. This guy called up and said, Jackie, let's do some jokes here in Phoenix. I got 3 stations, and I've done every different combination.
Right.
I said, you know what I want to do? We're going to do one joke. Jackie's 420 joke, which is 420 is
Right,
marijuana time.
Yep.
one joke. So the people know that at 420, they're going to hear one joke. They don't have to get nervous and because people try to remember them. If there's just one, all you have to do is remember the one.
Right.
And then you tell it to somebody. You say, oh, that's great. Where'd you hear that? I heard it on WZZZ, the 420 joke. So we did it for a couple months. All kinds of promotion. It was really great. And then the pandemic pulled the rug on everything.
Right, sure.
Then this TikTok thing is happening. I'm looking, I'm like, I'm not going to show my boobs. Or what am I going to do? And I realized that I had all these jokes that were radio clean. And it was just me laughing, telling the jokes, and laughing. No, hi, I'm Jackie. No, hi, this is ZZZ. It was just totally clean.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, clean either way, just bare ass jokes. And I had like a couple hundred of them. So I started putting up one a day, and the listenership went up and up and up. But some people, and it's really funny because they get so dirty, but without being dirty, which is what we used to do on the Stern Show. That was the whole thing.
Yes.
But it's unbelievable how disgusting some of the jokes are, but just by changing a word,
Well, can't you leave them how they are? TikTok? Can't you leave them how they are?
Oh, no. Yeah, but I ran out of those.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm into my.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So there's one joke that was doing so well. I got up to like 600,000 views, which was so great.
Wow.
Then all of a sudden I hit it out of the park, and I went from 6 to 650. I currently have a joke. I got it on my Twitter page. I got all these things pointing to please click, because I'm at 950,000.
Holy smokes.
And I want to get to 1 million.
Yeah,
for no reason except for being funny.
Right.
So it's on my Twitter page.
On that one joke.
Yeah, it's on my pinned, the pinned thing
on
your Twitter. And I'm begging people, like, come on.
Yeah.
I've been making you laugh for 40 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Give her a sucker a break here and just click on it. And it's a great filthy joke. A great filthy joke. But you should see the comments. I got 3,000 comments. Oh, you should come to Zimbabwe. And, that's international.
The reach,
TikTok.
yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
sure.
And
it's better than Facebook or anything.
I'll get 250, 5 smiles, 10 smiles, 2 smiles, thumbs up, and then every 100 or so, no wonder Howard fired you, And then all the compliments go right out the window.
That's all you see.
God.
It's like when you do comedy,
right
all
at
you
the
can
top,
see
probably.
is the guy that's not there.
Yeah.
It's great fun. So
Of
go
course.
to TikTok.com
Yes.
/@Jackie Martling.
Check it
I've
out,
seen a bunch of
guys.
them. Hilarious.
But go to
Good
Twitter.
stuff.
Go to my Twitter because that has the direct link. Because this joke, there's been other jokes since that one that are doing really well too. But and what's great, people go there and then they love the joke, so they go back. So all the numbers keep going up and up.
Sure, yeah.
But,
awesome.
I have a TikTok page too at Disturbed and Confused, and Frank meets this gentleman every morning in a Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, a friend of mine.
And this guy Joe, and sweetest guy. So he takes out
does your wife know about this?
Yeah.
He takes his phone out and he says, "Hey Joe, what's your favorite podcast?" And he turns around and he's got the shirt on, one of these shirts. He's like, "Disturbed and Confused. That's the way to go, baby." It got 73,000 views.
That's
73,000 views.
I've never dawned on me to wear it. I wore it the other day.
Oh, did you?
It's the last clean one.
It's
That's great. That's wonderful.
It's so much fun.
So out of nowhere.
It's like working for tips. It's ridiculous.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
so stupid.
I agree. How are podcast memories going with
Right.
Peter Bales?
Stand-up memory.
I mean, stand-up memories. I'm sorry.
Yesterday, we got done with season 2 is still airing, and we had the first time we had guests. We had Danny McKenna, who was the chief cook and bottle washer, who ran Rascals Comedy Club in the 80s and 90s, and he was an incredible guest. Then we had Dave Creblade. You know who that? The journalist from Long Island. He's been around.
Sounds familiar.
And then we had John Blenn.
John Blenn, yes.
Who was so wonderful. And a guy who was my manager for a couple of years, but Ray Romano's manager, and he manages everybody, Rory Rosegarten, and he was spectacular.
Wow.
And that was our second season. So we had guests, and all those are still in the can. They're still coming.
Yeah.
And,
great.
we're getting an audience slowly. It's standupmemories.com, but we kicked off season 3, 2 days ago. And we had Joey Cola and his wife, Leonora.
Oh, great.
And so he was on for 2 shows, then the 2 of them for 2 shows. And he's like, he really brought it. It was
yeah, he's great.
so the show's getting better and better, you know.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't get excited. We just sit there and
You have
yak.
fun, yeah.
You know, I wanted to do something. They wanted me to do something over there. I said, all right, you know what? I'll try and do a podcast. But I never had the fire to do it. I like coming in and yakking to you guys.
Yeah, we
but
love having
not
you.
the fire of, I mean, not the pressure. I got to sit there and do it. And I said, you know what? Rather than just sit here, I'll get a guest for my first show. And I got Peter Bales. And we did a show. And then I said, we should do this together.
Yeah, great.
So we did like 22 shows before we had a guest. Because, you know, we're both so full of crap and we just sat there. But it's fun. You know, the podcast is fun.
I didn't realize it was your podcast and you brought Peter on.
Yeah, well, it hadn't started yet.
Yeah.
Right,
so
right.
when it initially came on, and it was Jackie and Peter's stand-up memories, you know. So he was there from the word go.
I've seen it. I haven't seen the new ones.
I have to catch up. Ed Drabinsky's chiming in as well. Hello. And Mickey Delaney. Hello, sweetheart. And saying hello to everybody. Thanks for chiming in, guys. Yeah. This is a real special show. Now, I don't know if you guys, the viewers, realize in my post for the show that I tagged you all in, I announced that we were going to be dressing up. Now, I told both these guys in text.
Wait, whoa.
I will find it after the show.
Whoa.
You told me wear something sexy. I said,
that's why
I will do my best at my age. This is as sexy as we get.
But I would say that has nothing to do with Halloween.
Well, I'm always sexy, Jackie. Come
that's
on.
just me being my idiot self, you know.
So
that wasn't Halloween.
It's fine that you're not dressed up, but my co-host.
But it's fun. I just never thought Halloween's like a month from now.
I know.
Yeah.
It is not. It's this week coming.
Yeah. It's this week.
Frank's getting 2 demerits.
I didn't get the memo.
Putting his outfit.
Can I just be disturbed?
You are
a disturbed and confused person.
You're disturbed and confused.
And this is right.
That's you.
That's my label.
Yeah.
It's happening.
I should just leave. This should just be your show.
Yeah. I see you.
Just give me a sheet. You cut a hole
like,
in
see ya. Yeah, but see, then I'm taking the food with me.
Oh, okay. Stay. You can stay.
Oh my goodness. So today's National Talk Show Host Day.
What a coincidence.
What a coincidence.
You know, at some point, somebody just decided that every
Yeah.
day had to be a day.
Right.
But see,
every
it's really not. That was on the 23rd, but my other option was National Mother-in-Law Day, and I said, no, I'm not celebrating her.
Oh, yeah, no good.
Who wants to celebrate their mother-in-law? Come on. But
especially
I do love
the guy is in Europe with his wife, and they get a call, and they said, listen, your mother-in-law just died. Do you want to bury her, or should we cremate her? And he says, don't take any chances, do both. Mother-in-law is the greatest joke. And you know, my ex-wife Nancy, used to get mad at me when I said they've been making mother-in-law jokes like the cavemen made mother-in-law jokes.
Yes.
Of course, there's a rub there.
Yeah.
It's not point. I didn't say let's go out and make mother-in-law jokes to get at your mother.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that with a great salt. She kind of half kidding.
Actually, my mother-in-law is pretty awesome, so I have no complaints about her.
But,
I didn't want to.
I guess she's watching, huh?
Yeah, right.
No,
yeah.
actually, she's not watching. Yeah, my mother-in-law is in her 80s now. Sorry, I just announced that live, Mom.
That's all right. That's in her 70s.
Let me tell you something. She might be in her 80s, but she looks like she's in like her late 60s.
Really?
Yeah,
God
maybe
bless.
even mid 60s.
She's single?
Beautiful skin. Unfortunately, not. And Chris really likes his dad, so we can't off him, you know.
Okay.
So
he could be a father-in-law.
I'll keep you posted.
You know, you got to keep these irons in the fire.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Hi, Mom.
Exactly. Who
Mrs.
else
A.
is saying?
Oh, that's your mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law. Yeah, mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law.
So National Talk Show Host Day. Joe Franklin was the first talk show host in 1951 on WJZ TV, which later became WABC. I did not know that.
He was a very good friend of mine.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Really?
And
it was the Tonight Show was the world's longest running talk show, and still is, which debuted in 1954. The second, do you know what the second longest one is?
Talk show?
Yeah. Longest running talk show.
I would say
So
Joe
this
Franklin.
one's The Late Show.
Not Joe Franklin?
And this one is Ireland's The Late Late Show.
Oh, Ireland.
Ireland?
Ireland is the second longest.
I never caught it.
Hysterical.
I never caught it.
You just said Joe
either.
Franklin was on since 51. I would have thought that was.
Yeah, no.
He didn't die that long ago. He was a great character.
Yeah. I
Did
actually.
Did you ever watch the movie The Aristocrats?
I know it.
There was a movie called The Aristocrats. It's about this very, very filthy joke that the comics all know and tell. And it was a great documentary by Penn Jillette and Paul Provenza. And I was in the documentary because it was on my website, because I had known the joke for 30 years. And so when they were researching the joke, they only got 2 hits on the web, and they were both on my site. And if you look at the poster for the thing, everybody on the poster is 3 times more famous than me. It's like I snuck in, but they had to use me. And I was at the screening, at one of the screenings at the Directors Guild, and Joe was sitting next to me. He's a pal. I did a show. Like, his place was spectacular. And in fact, when it's about a show business agent, the joke, and it's about a low-life, low-level guy in a little disheveled, packed office. And every time I ever told the joke, I always imagined I was in Joe Franklin's office, which is unbelievable. And I say that in the movie, and then they cut to it, and you see him. He kind of, it's almost like he's in a spaceship surrounded by memorabilia.
Oh, wow.
But he was sitting next to me at the screening, and Sarah Silverman's on and the movie, and she goes, "Yeah, I remember when I met Joe Franklin, I went and I was sitting in the room waiting to go on. I was sitting on the couch, and Joe came out and he sat next to me and started talking to me. He was very nice, and then he was awful friendly, and Joe Franklin raped me." And she says that right on, and he's sitting next to me.
Oh,
and
my
God. I had to talk to him. Like, no, Joe, this is a comedy. Joke. He was like,
he was really
incensed. Oh, it was hysterical. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it was like it dawned on her. She was so great. She's like, Joe Franklin raped me.
Wow.
He was a great character.
I saw a video on YouTube of him doing stand-up, Joe Franklin. He was doing Joe. I don't know if it was a one-time thing.
Well, he had a club in the city for a little while.
He was pretty funny, actually.
He was on Channel 9, Channel 5, all through the 50s and 60s, and everybody couldn't believe. Nobody could believe he was still alive, even when the East Side Comedy Club opened up in 1981, because everybody assumed he was a kid when he was doing those shows in the 50s. But since it was memorabilia, you thought that he was that old.
Yeah.
And he had the club in the city, but it was all old black and white shows. And they had his jacket that he wore for all his talk shows in glass. It was bright red, but you never knew that.
Never knew that. Right. Oh, wow.
Pretty,
His show was in New York? His show all those years?
Yeah.
It was New York, right. I don't know if it was LA.
Wow.
Great guy. Everybody, he was good to everybody.
Good guy, Joe Franklin.
What was your favorite talk show ever?
I didn't even do that many.
No, to watch on TV.
To watch?
Yeah, either game show or talk show.
There was so many years that if it was 11:30 and I was anywhere near TV, I would be sure to check out Carson's monologue, because it was always a pleasure.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then later on, I watched Letterman more than Carson.
Yes.
I'd watch Carson's monologue and watch, I'll tell you who I thought was really great. I never saw anybody that much, because if you're not working, if you're home,
right.
I used to see the shows late at night. I come home and watch a movie. At some part in the early 80s, there were, I don't know what channel, they would play 3 Mary Tyler Moores, 2 of the old Bob Newhart shows, and then Here's Lucy. And you'd sit there and watch all 3 of the Mary Tyler Moores and both of the Newharts, and then Lucy'd come on, and then the comics used to say, Here's Lucy was God's way of telling comedians to go to bed. But that guy, Craig, what's his name? Was he Australian?
Oh, with the Ferguson? Craig
Ferguson.
Yeah.
Guy was great.
Yeah,
and then he
yeah.
just disappeared.
Right.
I thought he was terrific, you know.
Wow.
But I never watched Fallon, so I have no opinion about it.
I've watched a few times. I'm not.
The
I don't
Tonight
know.
Show.
He's a very nice guy, good guy. You know, Letterman show was great.
Yeah.
But you know, it's also the time in your life when you feel like watching that.
Right.
You know, like so. Who knows?
Right.
You know, you watch Carson when you're a kid. You know.
Right.
I remember seeing that everyone from the Stern Show, Howard, everyone else, you guys did a performance on some big talk show. Was it Leno or do you remember that? It was a musical.
What's his name? What's his name? The basketball player.
Oh yes.
That got,
him and Howard had the
that got AIDS.
Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson.
Yeah,
Magic
that's the one. That's
Johnson
the
had a
one.
talk show.
Right.
Yes.
And when his talk show started, every day Howard would do a half hour or more on Magic Johnson's monologue because it was so horrible.
Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah.
And it was nothing against him. It was just
Right.
fun, and it was like we'd have a field day. So Gary comes in one day and says, Howard, you're not going to believe it. Magic Johnson's people called up and they want you to come on the show after he did nothing but make fun of him.
Yeah.
And Howard said to me and Fred, the other writer, he said, listen, come up with such an outrageous concept that there's no way they'll let us come. So me and Fred came up with the idea that
okay.
we had a band called The Losers. Because Howard's premise was he got so mad because all these, you know, football players and actors, everybody had a band. But of course, so many people that were in bands became comedians. It's all the same.
Yeah.
Comedians played instruments.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even and in a band, the drummer wanted to be the singer, and the singer wanted to be the guitar player. You know,
Yeah.
It's all, you know, spread around like that. So Howard said anybody could have a band. So he decided we'll have a band. And I actually named us. We were called The Losers.
I love it.
And
I
Howard
love it.
played the keyboard.
Yeah,
And Scott, the engineer, played the drums.
I can see
And
it.
Fred played bass. And I played guitar. And we were horrible. But we backed up James Brown. And Gary hadn't played the trumpet since third grade. And he got it out. And we put whatever
my
James
God.
Brown song. And Gary, with those lips on the...
Yeah.
Oh, it was, and Willie Nelson, and we played On the Road Again. I'm playing lead
Yeah.
with Willie Nelson.
Right.
And I had a ponytail, two hippies, you know,
That's
Yeah,
great.
and
what
it was so
That's
much
great.
fun.
Right. Yeah, it was great.
So we said, okay. There were a couple of people affiliated with the show that could fart at will.
Oh wait.
And
Oh,
one,
right.
one
That
was a
fart.
girl
I
and a guy.
can.
We said, all right, well, no, stop that. So we said, we want to come on with the Losers, and we're going to play Wipeout. Only when you get to
Yes. It's
the
coming
drum,
back.
so instead of the drum solo, we have two people that are going to fart.
Right.
Howard, I can say, tell him that's what we'll do. And he comes back in. He says, "You're not going to believe it." So they flew us all out first class, put us up, and we went on the Magic. Everybody in
Wow.
Hollywood was fighting to get in to see this.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
And we did it. We played Wipeout with the two people bending over with the microphones. It was so atrocious. It was so fun. It was so over the top. That's got to be on Google, right?
Absolutely.
Has
Yeah.
to
On
be.
YouTube.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
my God.
absolutely.
I've never gone
Great.
and looked at
I've
it.
been watching it
I
live.
thought about it for
I saw it live. Yeah.
20
yeah.
years.
Oh, really?
Farts are always going to be funny. They're always going to be
The whole
funny.
thing was
Yeah,
a
and-
spectacle. Oh my God.
But a girl and a guy, I don't know if they were trading off. We were laughing. So
Yeah.
Chris and I have competitions every now and then. Who could go louder?
with your husband, your
Yeah,
son,
my husband.
Does it ever give you a Dutch
It's
oven?
fun.
You know what a Dutch oven
Oh
is?
my God, you don't understand. He turns over. Every time he turns
Yeah.
over, it's a Dutch oven. I have to wear I stuff cotton up my nose at night when I go to bed.
That's healthy.
I don't know how the conversation got here.
Yeah.
I don't either, honestly. I mean, we were having a good time and we started talking about farts.
Fart man.
That was a wonderful memory. He was
Yeah.
a sweet guy, Matt Johnson.
Matt Johnson?
Really,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was so
He was
you
good.
know,
He had a good attitude about it.
he was
'cause
just so thrilled. I still have the little thing, the Losers, that was on
Oh,
our,
really? Yeah.
on
Yeah.
our green
Oh,
our
that's
dressing
wow.
room.
great. Oh,
That's
that's
awesome.
great.
It's for sale. Who wants to buy it?
Yeah.
I do.
I'm going
I
to sell all my old Stern stuff. I got notes and scripts and all
Do
kinds
you really?
of stuff.
Please
Oh,
call me
wow.
you
first.
wouldn't believe the stuff I got.
Please call me
Wow,
first. I'll
that's
come
awesome.
over and look first. Can I be your first customer?
Yeah, me too.
Sure.
I would love to get my hands on that.
You
I'll
would
put it up on the
bring
walls.
a checkbook. This is not a.
Of course.
Do you have anything from Private Parts?
Huh?
I don't know if there's anything to keep from that scene. Did you keep any
I
sheet?
got the script. You want to buy the script?
Sheet? I got the actual...
I just watched that again. It's been on like 3 times in
Oh
the
my
past
God.
month.
I could watch it beginning to end.
I love watching it over and
Yeah.
over and over. And now, especially that we're friends, now I watch it as much as I possibly
you know, I
can.
get a decent royalty check every once in a while because when they play it 1,000 times.
Right,
Yes,
right.
they do.
It comes out in spurts. It's
But I
weird.
think they put it on like it's on HBO, but
They
I
have
think it plays on other
HBO,
places.
then it'll play on Showtime, then they go back
It's
to
almost like a cult
HBO.
classic.
Oh my God,
Private.
it's such a classic.
By the way,
movie.
since we're on the subject, remember the last time we were here, we talked about the match game scene, right?
Yes,
Oh yes.
We
Oh,
talked
yes.
about Blank Willow, obviously. Okay, don't get
Yeah.
nervous.
It's
I know this makes you
okay.
nervous.
Pussy Willow is a
Oh,
plant.
there you go. Right.
It's a plant.
There was also a second question, and how that you coined the phrase sloppy. There was
Yeah.
also the second part, which was blank a doodle do, right? Remember that? And I gotta be careful here. Okay, there you go. Big. Do I say it? Can I say the word?
No.
Okay, big. Was that in the script, or did that come from you as well? Like sloppy, like the word sloppy.
Did you come up with
Did you
that,
come
or
up with the
did
word
somebody
big?
write
Big
it?
C, big cockadoodle-doo. I put it all together.
Was Cockadoodle in the
Was
match
this,
game
yeah,
scene?
the
Yes.
first part was blank willow,
Yeah.
and the second one, the second question was blank a doodle do, and it was cockadoodle-doo.
No,
And you said
that is the one scene that actually really happened in real life.
Wow.
Because I remember I was on the show on the Tuesday that we played match game, and I was Michael Jackson, and it was blank a doodle do. And as Michael Jackson, I was pretending he was a homo, and I said, "No women, a doodle do." And Howard said, "No, that's not Howard. Gene Ray Guns or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, that's not a match, Michael, but it's very funny." Blah blah blah. And so that was just from.
what was in the
actual thing.
movie though too.
Yeah,
Blank a
the
doodle.
only thing
Yeah.
that I added was the.
I was wondering if
was
you
the
added
sloppy.
the big.
No,
Okay, so
just
big
the-
was in the script,
That's
which
like
I
my
find interesting.
favorite part of the entire movie.
Oh, yeah,
is
yeah.
the whole
Yeah,
slap.
It was so
hilarious.
fun.
It's hilarious.
Do you know
It's a lot of
that-
fun.
I wrote enough for 2 books, and it was Sophie's choice. What goes in, what won't fit, because you
Right.
could only have 280
Yeah,
pages.
yeah.
And one of the chapters that didn't get into the book was the chapter
Yeah.
about making private parts,
Yes.
and it had all the stuff about them ripping me off and not giving me credit and
Yes.
breaking my ball. I mean, all the little pinches of negativity that actually happened
Right.
were all in that chapter. Not to mention how funny it was and what a spectacular time it was.
Right.
Right.
But
Is it
that
going to make the next book or no? Wasn't there a new?
Well,
I didn't do a second book, but I got it
okay.
all sitting right there.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Well, you
I have
sent
people,
it.
huh?
You sent it to me. You emailed
The unpublished-
me.
the unpublished chapter.
unpublished, and I'm going to start reading it next week.
I want it. I would love to read that.
You're
I'll
not
be glad to
getting it.
send it to you.
No,
Yeah, oh, great.
me only. I'm special.
It's,
Not him.
I know more about the movie, guaranteed.
It's a whole bunch of
Boom.
Rodney stories and really,
Yeah, I love the
really,
Rodney story.
No
you
fighting.
know, when you don't include them and you go back and read them, how did I not do? But
Mhm.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
but that whole thing was just a hoot. But just the way it came about and everything is very interesting because we did a table read, which is when everybody in the movie sits around,
Yeah.
even if you have one line,
Right.
and everybody reads their parts in the movie, the whole movie, with everybody there and the producers and blah blah blah. And when we're sitting there, it's going on and on and on. And I didn't have that many lines, and I was
Right.
a very small part in the movie. So we're sitting there, and it's like watching paint dry, you know, and it's coming around to me. And in my mind, I'm a comic. I'm like, I got to break balls here.
Yeah.
So when it got to, I have pussy, Gene. I have pussy, and so I said, in fact, I wrote it sloppy. I got sloppy pussy, and everybody roared, and it was really
Yeah.
funny.
yeah.
At the table.
And then
Right,
it's 6 months later, or a year later, and it's so intimidating. I don't make movies, and we're sitting there, and there's 60 people there, and I'm like, how come they let all these fans in? They said they're not fans; they're all working.
Right. Right.
This guy's operating the camera, and this guy's holding cable, and this guy's holding the cable for the guy that's holding. Everybody has a job. It's a huge production.
Yeah.
There's a guy playing me sitting in my chair to get the lighting right.
Right,
I'm like standing for me.
Yeah.
So it's me and Fred, and we're all sitting there. And I'm like, no, after that line, nobody said a thing to me. I mean, it brought down the house, but nobody said anything. And it wasn't in the script. So here we are, and there's 60 people, union people, and the clock is ticking, and every costing $1 billion. And here we are doing the scene. And I'm like, do I say the stupid line I said at the table read? Or do I do what's in the script? Nobody told me to leave that in.
Yeah.
So when it came around, I just did the way it was in the script, and and cut and said, and the producer didn't even say, "Hey, Jack, you do that funny." He came up and said, "Do you remember what you said at the table?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, why don't you say that?" God forbid anybody knew that I had anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then they did it again, and I said that, and that's what was
looking
Just
back.
so you know,
How
that
crazy
was all
is that?
Jack.
Yeah.
How crazy is
That's
that?
just the way it's meant to be. Because
Yeah.
looking back at that scene, without the word sloppy, you saying that, because that made the whole scene.
It really did.
For you to just say, "I've got pussy," which was just another person saying the same
Right,
thing.
right.
It wouldn't really.
I think
And I
you
didn't
like
write it
saying
sloppy. It was, I was so much.
Can I say it
fun.
again?
No.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I love it.
Sloppy pussy.
Oh God.
Willow.
Oh my God. Pussy Willow.
That word in itself means
Willow.
regular things.
It's ambidextrous.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh
That
my
was great
God.
fun.
All right. So I have information.
Yeah?
I have a new segment that I wanted to try out tonight.
Really?
It's really kind of cool. And
Okay.
We'll be the judge.
Okay, you guys
Yeah.
judge. It's called Holistically Speaking. It might be a little boring, but this is actually holistically
I
speaking.
don't know what that means.
It's
It means
holistic
it's stuff
is
that
good,
they
like
say is supposed to
acupuncture.
make you feel better, and it doesn't
Right.
really work.
Well, I researched different foods and different healthcare and like acupuncture we were talking about earlier.
Like asparagus makes your pee stink.
It really
Yeah,
does.
well, it smells
my
like
God.
asparagus.
So, for like 2 days. But white rice, I never knew this. And I came across it in my research. I did not know that white rice already contains spores of
Spores.
Uncle
my
Ben.
bacillus. Bacillus. That's what it's called. Spores of bacillus. That if you don't put
Because
your
they bleach it.
Right. But listen to what happens. If you leave your leftover Chinese food on the counter for an hour, like the rest of us people do, especially your white rice for more than an hour and you don't refrigerate, automatically this bacteria starts to multiply.
Really?
And you have more rice. That's
And
great.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
you
Yeah.
get more rice, but you also get
Does the rice-
food poisoning. So listen to this. I have never rushed to put my leftover Chinese food away.
Me
We
neither.
eat, we nap on the couch, we get up 2 hours later.
I don't
we
want
put
to
it away.
I don't want to disappoint all the ants.
Seriously?
Yeah.
If I leave my white rice on the counter, pretty soon it's black and white rice.
Yeah.
So
But white rice is supposed to be so unhealthy anyway.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's
it really is. I don't eat white rice.
You listen, you're,
What
you're
Chinese
not
food?
exactly eating health food when you're eating the Chinese
Chinese.
food.
It's true.
you know.
That's the most fattening fast food. Did
Is
you
it?
know
No,
that?
I didn't know that.
Now I
Yeah.
got to go home and get spare ribs.
Yeah. Oh my God, they're the
Oh, and I'm
best.
hungry,
Aren't they
too.
the best?
Wow,
What's your
these
favorite
favorites.
Chinese restaurant, Jackie?
The next one.
The next one.
I was just talking to my old friend Burf, and we're talking about Wo Hop. He's so funny
Oh,
because
yeah.
he called up and said,
Classic.
I got a question for you. Paladin or Bonanza? Who was Hop Sing on? I said, he was on Bonanza, you idiot. And he goes,
Yeah.
that's kind of what I thought. And he says, and what is Wo Hop? I said, that's the restaurant we used to go to in Chinatown. He goes, yeah, okay. Wo Hop was not on Paladin, And then he started saying, Hu Flang
That's
Chow and all that.
real Chinese food.
Real
Really
Chinese.
authentic. Yeah.
Did
Well,
you know that you cannot reheat white rice more than once because it increases the bacteria?
oh my God.
You'll get
I'm never
even
eating
more sick.
I'm not eating
So
white
all
rice
you
again.
people out there that get belly aches after you eat, like round 2 of Chinese food, because we always get
saves
hungry.
the rice.
But
You
everybody
save the
eats round
Chinese food.
2.
You don't save the white rice.
Everybody
Yeah.
eats round 2 of Chinese food after their original meal.
Yes,
You're
but
hungry an
not the
hour
rice.
later.
They
Not
say
the
that.
rice.
Right?
Not
Yeah.
the rice.
Yeah.
I usually put a little rice, but I will never do it again after reading this.
Just white rice, not fried rice?
Just white rice.
Okay.
Yes, white rice.
Right. I get
it's crazy.
wonton soup and
my favorite.
spare ribs on the bone.
There you
Love
go.
it.
Don't need anything else.
Really? Those two things?
Sometimes chicken garlic sauce.
Huh.
Have you ever had soup dumplings?
No, you know.
So good, Jackie.
No, I like the wonton.
No, the soup dumplings
My
are
local
better
place,
than the
my
wonton.
local place, which keeps changing names, is the wonton soup. The wontons are the size of a baseball.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I got to cut them in half to eat.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
crazy. I don't want them that big. You know, I want to.
Oh, okay, right.
And then I put it.
You want even one pop. Yeah.
Getting hungry.
Great.
I am too. Oh, geez.
Did you?
Where are you getting this garbage you're reading?
It's online. I look on like health websites that I used to do massage therapy as well. I did that for a living.
What are we waiting for?
I got injured by a surgeon that ruined my career. I had permanent nerve damage in my hand, so I can't do it anymore.
Oh.
But I used to massage for the Islanders as well.
How did the surgeon?
He did an epidural injection in my neck, and it was my third round, and he missed. He said, "Oh, I know where I'm going with this one." I could hear him. I was in a twilight. Oh, yeah, I'm paralyzed. These 3 fingers. This one I can move. These I can't separate. So I have all this nerve damage, numbness, and tingling. So I can't do massage therapy anymore. And I was a lead therapist.
That's hard to begin with.
That's what she tells her husband.
Yeah.
So
sorry, I'm sorry.
Now I own the rub and tug on the corner. No, I'm just kidding.
You gotta turn. You gotta close.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. I wish it did because I loved my job. But anyway, do you ever go to the Oyster Fest?
The Oyster Fest was last weekend.
I know, I was there.
2 weekends ago. And when that started, it was so fantastic. Oyster Bay always needed it. And I probably was the early 80s. And it was so long ago that the bike race was actually around the block of Oyster Bay down. There's a little hot dog stand called Chinks.
I know.
It's nothing to do with Asian.
No.
But they come around and down the street and down West Main. It was like a circle.
Yes.
In the town, which you couldn't believe it because they're wailing.
Yes.
And the church had a big, the Southern Fried Chicken is boiling and they're smashing the oysters.
Which church?
There's black churches, white churches, and they all had the different booths,
Oh, okay.
And it was,
I know what you mean.
You knew everybody.
Yes.
And it was a town reunion, and then over time it got bigger and bigger. And before I even did the Stern show, people all knew me anyway because I was a local loudmouth. And then on Stern, I got to know more and more people got to know me, and then more people came from out of town.
Right.
It used to be that every place I looked, I knew most of the people, and now you don't know a soul, And
Really?
me and my girlfriend and my sister and her husband were in the 5K. We didn't run, we walked, but we did the 5K. And then I came home. I don't want to deal with the craziness of the thing.
Wow.
It got way big and way out of hand, but it's good for the town,
I tell you, I was not impressed. I went.
Oh, you did?
Me, Chris, and we took the kids. We met friends there. The traffic was atrocious. They were so unorganized.
And the parking and trying to get anything.
40 minutes to go from the beverage store, the liquor store, just past Audrey Avenue. It was like 45 minutes to go 1 block. I said, never again.
But that's bad advertisement for Oyster Bay. It's great. It's not crowded anymore.
Oyster Bay.
Yeah.
Oyster Bay. Oh, it was always fun.
PS31, Oyster Bay.
I mean, we had fun because we make the best of everything. But it was pretty crowded. They did put on a nice show. They had a DJ. They had some live singing, and then the little gazebo in town on Audrey Avenue. They had
that
the
gazebo,
School of Rock playing there. It was great.
That gazebo is dedicated to Ethel Roosevelt Derby, who was Theodore Roosevelt's daughter, and Leonard W. Hall, who was my great uncle.
Wow.
Because the two of them led the charge to get Sagamore Hill made a national monument.
Wow, how
My
about
great
that?
uncle Len.
Amazing.
You know, he was born in Sagamore Hill.
Wow.
And Ethel Roosevelt Derby was 8 years old when my great uncle Len was born. And my great grandfather was, you know, kind of ran the estate. And they said to Teddy, you know, Frank's having another kid. And Theodore Roosevelt said, well, what are you going to name him? And Ethel piped up. She said, well, Father, why don't you tell Franklin, why don't you tell Franklin to name him for your favorite general, Leonard Wood? And he said, that's a good idea. So they named the baby Leonard Wood Hall. That was their last name, Leonard Wood Hall. And it's so funny because my cousin Lenny, his name is Leonard Martling, and his middle name is Woodhall. And you know how it is in high school with nicknames.
Yeah, sure.
So he spent
the poor
6 years of school. Hey, Woodhall. You know. Yeah. My middle name is a family name called Koger, and I was Kugat and Koger and you know. I don't know about you guys, but when I was a kid, nicknames were like they got all.
Oh, I was tortured. My maiden name was Broomer. Broomer.
Oh, wow.
They called me Broomhilda.
Oh,
they told me to go sweep the floor.
And meanwhile,
like
that's
all sorts of
the
stuff.
greatest, most innocent fun.
Exactly.
You know,
Right.
Yeah.
There were no shootings.
Yep.
Yeah.
A minimum.
True. So,
I love that little gazebo. We used to go there and sing Christmas carols on Christmas Eve.
really?
Yeah.
That's so nice.
Do they do it up Christmas time?
No, not really. No.
That's so nice. Do you ever go to the Milleridge Inn?
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
My girlfriend
Christmas time.
books bands, and she owns Omnipop Talent.
Barbara?
Yeah.
Oh.
And there was a guy who she said wanted to talk to me because he had some other people that were together. They wanted to get together and talk to me about doing something at the Milleridge Inn, which made total sense to me. And I couldn't wait to get there because I have such a great story about the Milleridge Inn. And it was a surprise birthday party for my 70th birthday. But it was such a perfect ruse that it never dawned on me.
Yeah.
Surprise. That's
And
great.
it was crazy. Yeah, the Milleridge Inn is a spectacular place.
It really is.
You know.
It really is. We had the twins' 16th birthday party there. My brother-in-law Michael and his beautiful wife got married there. I mean, it's
been there forever. That is a rustic, beautiful.
Yeah.
You see what they do for Halloween and for Christmas?
For Christmas
it's
is amazing.
gorgeous, guys.
It's a winter
Check
wonderland.
it out.
Christmas
It's
time.
beautiful.
Yeah.
They go nuts.
Absolutely beautiful.
It's a nice plug for the Milleridge Inn.
Yeah, there you go.
I guess we'll be stopping by there for
Yeah, if you guys want to
appetizer.
sponsor me, listen, I'll give you my routing
Send a
number.
check. This address.
So I did not do birthday shout outs this week
Oh.
because
please.
I wanted to give Jackie.
When I was like 7
right.
years old, 8 years old, the Merry Mailman on
Yes.
Channel
The Merry
9
Mailman, yeah.
the Merry
read off the birthdays.
Mailman.
And Jackie Martling turns 8 today.
Really? You got
I never forgot it.
it?
I know where I was standing. I know where the TV was. It was like show.
If you try hard enough, maybe you can get a copy of
I'm
it.
in show business.
No?
Well, I have something.
It lives somewhere.
I think they recorded everything, but they did not record
Yeah.
Ray Heatherton's Merry Mailman.
I have something that I wanted to try out with Frank. I'm going to give you a card, and
Okay.
you have to read it out loud. Don't study it.
Okay.
Just look at it and read it out
Okay.
loud.
Is it phonetically going to get me in trouble?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Read out loud.
Read
Just
out
say
loud.
it.
Oh, you don't want me to read that part?
No.
Give me a card and a pen before you do that.
Okay.
Just let me use the back of one.
Shit. Shoot. You got it?
This one?
Okay.
There you go, Jackie.
Got it. Go ahead. Read it out loud.
When we read separately, I ham so da ham we Todd did.
Now read it
You can't
faster.
say that.
Read it
I know.
faster. I'm not saying anything wrong.
I ham so da ham we Todd did.
All right. As long as you admit it.
Oh
good.
God. Okay, I can
Moving
eat now.
on.
I gotta
You can't
shoot to
say
eat.
Moving on. All
retarded.
right. I got another one. We didn't say it. You just said it. We said we. We with a
Todd.
big W.
I know a Todd.
And Todd is my friend, and he did something.
Oh,
so
Todd.
I got
who-
one. I got one. All right.
Cyan.
Put your finger
There you
like
go.
this.
The odd couple.
Okay. It's like the okay sign. I want you guys at home to try this. Put it over your eye, right? You see, okay. And then I want you, palm up, to flip it.
I can't. My arm hasn't twisted like that since.
It has nothing to do with the
Oh my
bend
God,
of
I
the
can't
arm.
do it.
It's a trick. Oh my God.
Why can't I
love
do
that
it?
This is okay.
Did you flip it?
Okay. Flipped. Flipped. You guys at home try it. It's been all over TikTok, and it took me like a week to get
How
this
come you can
down.
do
What
it?
are you doing?
All right. Okay. Now watch my fingers. So your fingers lay flat on your forehead. Frank still can't do it like shoulder.
What?
Okay.
I gotta watch this back
Look.
later.
Read that.
Okay. Oh God.
Hoof-hearted ice.
Say it.
Hoof-hearted ice melted.
That was the name of my. That was the name of my second video.
Oh my God, I freaking love it.
Who farted?
I love it. I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. You're right, Ann. That's not easy to do. So it's okay. Flip it. I love it. Oh my God. Look, I could see them in the studio trying to do
I remember as a little kid, you'd do that and flip
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Like,
you could do this, but that's not what I'm talking about. This is okay. Flip it.
Can you do
Yes.
this?
Hysterical. I can do anything.
All those
Frank.
things. You rub your belly and stand on one foot and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I can do
Actually,
this.
I can't.
You
Jeez.
can do this. Do
I
it.
could do that. I could do that.
You could do it.
No way.
So we only have like
Here's a
7
joke-
minutes
a joke
left.
you can't tell anymore. You ever see a Polish Indian?
No.
I love those. I used to do all those.
Oh my God, that was so funny.
A Polish roller coaster. Quick, 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 quick. I can't do those anymore.
Oh my God, I'm tired. That is so funny. I have to.
What's that?
Oh,
What is that?
That's a pygmy with a heart on. Those are great.
I should be paying for this.
Oh my
That's
God.
great.
Classic.
Oh my God.
Classics.
Wow.
Classic. I never heard him before. Oh my
Wow,
God.
wow. That was wow. Mickey wants to know why isn't Frank eating?
I'm
Frank
crying.
eats every show.
I'm trying-
He can't. We're just laughing too much and having too much
I'm
fun.
trying to resist, Mickey. I'm
I
trying
don't
to
know
be
if you
good.
guys
I made
noticed.
my little cheese
There you
sandwich.
go.
That's
it's
it.
my reward when we're done.
Oh yeah, you
show's what,
know,
is it,
you
2
got
hours?
your
How
tuna
long were
fish
you?
sandwiches. No, we only
Another
have
5 minutes.
we only have 5 minutes left. It went so fast. Oh my goodness. So, do you have any shows coming up?
I have, first of all, go to twitter.com/Jackie Martling and go to the pinned tweet and click on the joke. I'm trying to get to 1 million. That's a lot.
That is a
million.
lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
Twitter.com/Jackie Martling. And everybody knows what the pinned tweet is, right? It never goes away.
Yes.
And I'm actually doing a TV hunk for Vice. Vice, is that a channel?
Vice. Yeah.
Vice?
Yeah.
Yes.
Vice. Yeah.
It's the dark side of the 90s, and they can interview me about the Stern Show and
Oh, great.
all this stuff. I say, well, I'm not going to talk any trash, you know.
Yeah.
I some people think I'm talking trash because I tell the truth, like when
Right. Right.
when they
Right.
screw me around for
Mhm.
this or that. But that's not
Yeah.
talking trash. I just tell them. And I'm working in the Sweetwater Grill, but way South Jersey. In I think it's right outside Atlantic City. You know, I went there
That's
and had
far.
such a great time, but then we skipped 2 years because the
Right,
pandemic.
right.
And then I'm doing some firehouse on Saturday. I haven't worked in a couple months, so I'm thrilled.
I want to come to a show.
great.
I wanna go
Yeah,
see
I
it.
The last
think
time I
you
worked was
Yeah.
in Boston, and that was like in August. you
Oh,
know,
really? Okay.
Because the clubs are thinning out, and they can't pay money because nobody's
Mhm.
going out, so they're getting people from the internet that that have 7 million followers and nothing funny to say.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Right.
but I still dig it. I love doing it, so.
Well, yeah.
The big news. I buried the lead. My stupid documentary, we finally got distribution.
Oh, great.
fantastic.
And it's not going to be available till like April or May,
Awesome.
but then it's going to be on like 10 of those different,
Oh, amazing.
it's going to be
Great.
probably really cheap, like $3.99. Who
Yeah,
cares
yeah.
about the money?
Yeah,
I just want
right.
people to see it. 'cause
Yes.
it's
Absolutely.
fun,
Yes.
Yeah. Oh boy,
So
look forward to
that's
that.
Joke Man, and it's coming to a
how
streaming device
exciting.
near you. I don't know how the hell to say it.
There you go.
So I have a quote of the
platform.
day. I have a quote of the day.
Thank you
That's
to
Okay.
the guys, Eric and Don from Random Media, and of course, lovely Ian Carr from IKA Collective, and Robbie, who
Yes.
did the whole thing. Wow, I almost didn't mention that. That's
Yeah.
That's
because
huge.
we've
There you
been
go.
waiting so long. It was done before the pandemic,
Right.
and then
right.
God, that pandemic
takes it a-
just
yeah,
it's
really.
not
Wiped a lot
done
of
kicking our
people
ass
out.
either. So
Yeah.
So
Almost
quote of the
there.
day: the best antidote for negative energy is laughter. Remember
Yeah.
that,
You're
people.
right about that.
Remember that. Laughter is
I
the
needed a
best
laugh so
medicine
bad
for
right now.
anything. I mean, come on.
no, I listen. I had the crabs a couple of weeks ago, and I laughed and laughed and laughed, and they just didn't go nowhere.
Yeah, I think you need antibiotics for those.
No. What you do is
Something.
you shave half of your pubic hair, and then you set the other half
I
on
didn't
fire.
ask for details.
And when the crabs go running across the bare space, you stab them with a
Stab.
pitchfork.
Oh,
geez.
God, that's not an area you want to go near with a pitchfork. Please.
Hey, whatever works.
Speak for
Oh
yourself.
my
Yeah.
God. So, Jackie, do you remember the cereal called Quisp cereal?
I
It
never
had a
ate it, but
little-
it was a billion years ago. But
Yeah.
that was long after I was a kid.
Oh my God.
But they had like a little
good
cartoon figure.
stuff. Yeah, it was like a little cartoon character and his spinny thing on his head. They actually sell it now on Amazon. And this is what me and my brother grew up on eating every morning. I actually sent it to him for his birthday.
I love
did
the
ya?
fact everything is on that damn Google.
Oh, yeah.
Before we get any further, if you want to say hello, complain, bitch, moan, I answer all my well, I got a guy that answers my email.
Yeah,
Me.
that's right.
It's jokeland
That's the way to
at
do it.
AOL.com. JOKELAND at AOL.com. I'll send you some jokes, and I'll beg you to go to Twitter.com and go to my pin and help me get to 1 million.
Yeah, check out Jackie's pinned
But
post. on
everything.
TikTok
My
and
girlfriend is not that much younger than me, but she's like 7 years, which is a long time when you're a kid.
I need to
So
meet
you
her.
see different commercials and different music, and I'll start singing a song, and she'll think I'm making it up as I go along, and then I find it. Like I was singing "Please, Mr. Custer." Do you remember that song?
No.
Please, Mr. Custer, I don't want to. It's about Mr. Custer. General Custer's getting killed by the Indians. It's a big song in like 1954 or
Oh,
something.
okay.
But then you go on Google and there's the song, and beep beep. It's just a stupid song about two cars.
Yeah.
Like all these good, pink tan shoes and pink shoelaces, and
Oh boy.
he wears short shorts.
Oh yeah,
and-
that one I know.
Oh yeah. All right.
I
Well,
know.
we literally have a
Oh.
minute left. 1 minute left.
It's
You know
never
what that
enough time.
means?
I have time to have sex.
Not just that. Really, only a minute? You couldn't give me
Includes
more
a
than a
cigarette and I
minute?
don't
That's
smoke.
all.
That means we have to have you back for a fourth visit.
There is, yeah.
This is my third time.
Yes,
Third
this is your
time,
third
Shaggy.
time.
And
with
it's like the
us.
first every time.
It's the
with
only
you
time
here.
I've done
Yeah.
anything 3 times.
Ah,
I'm
awesome.
very happy that you did.
Mm.
But quick announcements. Don't forget, tomorrow night we have the Open Jam down at Paradise Studios in Massapequa. Come down, check it out. Friday night, the most important date. We are celebrating Bobby Lacera's birthday, the man that makes it all happen for all of these amazing shows that he puts out on Strong Island Television. Come down. Doors open at 7:30. There will be cake. Come see us. Bunch of the hosts are going to be attending, and it's going to be a great time. So come down and see us. Other than that, we got the Harmony Bar. Thank you for sponsoring us. They have an open mic as well on Monday nights.
Where is this bar?
Actually, it's right up the road in Levittown on Newbridge
Harmony.
Road. And it's a fun spot. And they have a nice pool table. You can watch the game. But Monday nights, they have the open jam and the open mic, and Rob Coffin is the host. And the guy's an incredible musician. So good music. Come to Paradise on Thursdays and Fridays. And on Monday nights, we go to the Harmony. I'll beat you in pool and we'll hear some good music. Other than that, guys, wow, Jackie, thank you so much for coming
I'm going to eat
back.
my tuna fish sandwiches.
There you go.
Yes, this was incredible. Thank you so much.
This is how she
coming
gets
back.
me here.
Tuna fish
I
sandwiches.
smell it. It
He
smells
loves
so
my
good.
tuna. I can't help
It smells
it.
so good.
We will see you next week. Like and share the
There
show.
you go.
Peace out. Love you guys.